how happy would you say you are after these 3 months now from kind of where you started? How are you feeling?
No, I'm like, yeah, I'm very, very happy. I mean, I think I did tell you, or maybe you forgot. Like, I was actually 238 at one point before joining you. So, like, from that to 204, I feel like, yeah, awesome.
Yeah,
So,
that's 34 pounds. Wait,
yeah,
wait. Sorry, you said 230 what?
I was 238 by around mid or beginning of December. I was 238. So that was
Yeah.
like when I woke up one morning, I'm like, no, I if I keep doing this, like just with stress, work, and like to me, you don't think you're eating that bad, but like just your lifestyle and everything, and it's just like the scale's only going up. I think I just woke up like beginning of December and I was like, okay, I got to do this. But then again, I was kind of at a point where I could always lose maybe like 10 pounds or something,
Yeah.
like, but like never more than that. And then you just kind of like, okay, whatever. You just kind of get in that state where, well, maybe this is just the body that I'm supposed to
Yeah.
have.
Because
So,
you would have signed up with me like just a little bit like mid December,
yeah,
I think. So realistically you've lost around 34 pounds in roughly 3 months. A
yeah,
little over,
yeah. No, I
which
know.
is crazy.
It
Which
is
is actually
crazy.
nuts.
Yeah, no, I've told people like, well, I don't even have to tell people. People just come up to me and they're like, "What the heck are you doing?" Or some people know or whatever that I joined you or whatever, and or just some people just know. Like I walked into, do you know PK Sportswear at all? In town,
I think so, yeah.
like Jedrick Martin would work there and Jeremy Weber. I don't know,
Yeah.
I just walked in there and I'm like, yeah, I need smaller T-shirts, and they're like, oh yeah, I'm like, yeah, I need some smaller T-shirts for for spring and summer. He's just like, why is this? And I'm like, well, like my other ones are way too big. Like I said, they're a dress on me now. And he's just like, yeah, every time you've walked in here, because I don't know, maybe once a month I would go in there, I don't know, order hats or something. And they're like, yeah, we've kind of just seen your fitness journey. Like every month you're just getting smaller and smaller, but in a good way, like
Yeah.
just tone or whatever. And then even my mother-in-law too, she's like, every time I see you, which is probably every other week or once a week, but she's like, every week she's just like, you're looking smaller, but again, like in it just
In a
a
good way.
good way, like yeah. So no, it makes you. I mean, that's not what I'm going for. I just feel better too. Like
Hmm.
I used to like again, I think I've seen your videos and stuff too. You've said that like in high school or when you're young, like it's not really disciplined. Like you can do all these things and you're always active, and maybe you're playing again 4 times a week in hockey, or you're always on your feet. And again, you're a kid. You're a boy. You're not a man. Like
Exactly. You got a
so,
lot more time, a lot less responsibility,
yeah,
and it's
yeah,
basically second nature.
yeah. It's
Yeah.
not like I don't know. You just hear that famous phrase sometimes of people saying like, "Oh, like I wish I could just go back to like the high school days," or like
Mhm.
or I don't know. It's just like no, I you could get back to that point, but you're just
Choosing
yeah,
not to.
yeah, you're choosing not to. So
That's not a high enough priority on the
yeah,
priority list.
yeah, yeah. No, and the biggest thing too, I think I've had that peep in my ear too sometimes of like, oh yeah, like I know I could have done well. You in your power fit your gym class, you knew that you could do all these things, and then you're like, no, I'm just getting older. And it's just like, no, you should be almost better than that now.
You should
Uh,
be.
yeah,
High school should not be your peak.
no, it shouldn't
Not
be.
at all.
No, but like
It
looking
shouldn't be.
back, like that's just kind of when you're in that state when you're like 238, you're just like, maybe this is how I am, and this is like the family gene, like whatever, and this is how you eat. And then again, no, like the 3 months have definitely took me on a different perspective of how to eat and like what it takes. Like again, what people
Hmm.
don't realize, yeah, you could sign up for the program, but it's still what you're gonna do with that. Like you can be told this is what you do, but if you don't follow suit, you're not gonna see results. So
Yeah.
I've basically taken your stuff and then even just go above and beyond and do that extra workout in the morning or go on that extra run, or just the biggest thing is just eat right and be in a little bit of a calorie deficit
Yep.
and always stay active. That's honestly
That's
it
the
is
plain
very
and simple of it.
it is honestly
Honestly.
Yeah, no, like
Yeah.
when you like and staying consistent, like that's the biggest thing of
Yeah.
just again when you just maybe lose 10 pounds or maybe 5 pounds, but then you put that five back on, like yeah, that's for anybody seeing that, you're gonna just be like, well, why am I even? It's not even worth trying.
Yeah.
So I think that's the biggest thing when like the pounds were just falling off. It's just like, well, this is fun. I actually feel better. I feel
Exactly.
better too. Like, well, I think when
Exactly.
I joined you too, I had that rotator cuff thing. So like when
Yep.
we we're doing pull-ups and stuff, like I was kind of blaming on that, which it wasn't 100% quite yet. Um, but like at the beginning there, it was just like, okay, like it's pretty well healed now. And it's just like, no, I'm just fat. Like or I'm just out of shape. Like I should be able to do more. Now it's just like I'm putting weight on with my pull-ups and I can do like an easy 10. No problem. Like
Yeah.
and before it's just like you did one and then two, you're like, wow, this is
Yeah.
this is tough. But like in a matter of 3 months, like just everything has felt much better.
Do you
My
feel like you're a completely different person after that 3 months?
Oh, 100%. Yeah. Yeah. No, I don't ever want to go back. That's the biggest thing
Yeah.
is as soon as after those 3 months, you're like, okay, I haven't been this weight in a very long time. I don't want to go back.
Mhm.
So, and then you just strive for more. That's the biggest thing is you
Exactly.
just, yeah, you want to like, yes, I'm 204, but like, again, the biggest thing too is what I tell people is don't be hung up on the overall, like, yes, the scale, the weight is important, but like the biggest thing is like again, some weeks the scale might not move much, or maybe you're down a pound and then you put that pound back. But like again, for how much I'm working out and doing things too, like again, gaining a pound of muscle takes time too, but like it might not show up in those couple weeks and then a month later it might just stay the same. So again, like just learning all these certain things
Mhm.
and staying consistent, you just kind of trust the process
Exactly.
of like, okay, I am in the right direction. Like in the last, I would say probably since Florida, there was probably those like again vacation and then like that week coming back, like you feel like okay, like we got to get going here again. But like since that, like again, the pounds are still falling off,
Mhm.
and I'm getting stronger.
Yeah.
And then the biggest thing is clothes. Like people don't realize like how much, like your pant sizes and your shirt. You're just like, what
Yeah.
the heck? At one point, that was almost tight, and that was an extra large shirt.
Yeah.
And I'm
Well,
like,
yeah.
I could almost wear a medium if I
Yeah.
wanted to. But
Yeah, there's many different ways to like measure progress, right? Like even if
oh,
the scale's
100%.
not necessarily moving, like maybe your strength's going up, maybe your clothes are fitting a little bit
Yeah,
better, maybe
yeah,
maybe you're adding a little bit of muscle while losing a little bit of weight, and your weight just kind of stays the same, right?
yeah,
There's many different ways to obviously measure progress.
yeah,
With that being said, I got a couple questions I want to kind of
yeah,
ask you.
yeah, yeah.
Um, what do you think was the hardest part about the journey before maybe things started clicking? Because I know obviously you got in a roll, you got in a rhythm. But what would he said was the hardest part when you initially started?
Um, the biggest, like, I would say the biggest thing, yeah, the very beginning, telling yourself that you're gonna, okay, wake up every morning and just grind hard. Like, I think the biggest thing is, again, being a dad, being a business owner, all those things, like, again, are things part of your life. But I think the mindset of just like, okay, like at the end of the day, are kind of excuses. You still do have time. Like everybody's time management is different. Like the biggest thing I've talked to people too about, like everybody's busy is so different. Like there is no, at the end of the day, there is no excuses. And it's, if you want something, if it's, you want to own your own business, you want to buy something, so you got to work those extra couple hours. You want a nice physique, you want a nice body, you have to put the work in. So I think the mindset of just at the beginning, it's like, if you want this, Kyle, you just have to buckle down and do it. So
Yeah.
I think the biggest thing is just like, okay, for everything else in your life you've worked so hard for, well, why, like, use that energy for yourself, right? Like
Mhm.
you've done it for the business, you do that for your family, like do this for you. So I think that's the biggest thing is if you told that yourself, it's like, no, that this is worth it, and this is worth like getting up an extra hour in the morning, or just being better with your time and being like, okay, it's really not that important to maybe have like, for TV wise, it's just like it was never a big thing, but it's just like, okay, like sitting down for an hour and a half or whatever watching TV, instead of doing that, like let's get at it. And so again, it's just what you want. That's the biggest thing. Is I think people more so say it's like, I need that 2 hour or hour and a half, whatever it is, downtime, TV, whatever, movie night. It's just like, no, like you can get in a habit of that. Like that's what you need and that's what you deserve after a long day. You just need downtime. But
Mhm.
I think the biggest thing too is, so I never used to be a big gym person. So like I've turned my whole shop, like the back part, like I just keep adding stuff to my shop.
Yeah.
And I actually put the TV out there too. So I'll put the Sportsnet Central, whatever, just in the background or whatever. It's
Yeah.
just my own spot. So the biggest thing is, and I've appreciated too, is really it's the only time I get alone is
Yeah.
in the gym, or in my gym. So like, again, I feel like just the personality, I'd go to a gym and I just would be distracted, like meeting people. Like I want to be dialed in when I'm at the gym. So I was like, I want to make my own spot at home. And the biggest thing is that's my time.
Mhm.
That's away from the wife, that's away from the business, that's away from the kids. Like just dialed in, put your tunes on, whatever it is.
Would you
And
say that that's one of the biggest things that has kind of changed in your day-to-day life now versus like 3 months ago?
oh, 100%. Yeah. No, like the biggest thing is just seeing, um, yeah, just realizing how much you actually need that. Um, Kind of alone time, just dial in. And then, yeah, like people, I don't think people realize how big working out can just be, um, yeah, so good for the mind too, not just your
Yeah.
physical aspect of it. So
With even that being said, like, what do you think that you're doing now, or are there things that you're doing now that you actually couldn't do before the 3 months? Is there anything that you are maybe doing better or that you even couldn't do before that you're now doing today?
yeah, like I would say just endurance, like in sports, you just feel that much better. Like again, you kind of, you put a little thing in your mind and you're like, okay, like, yeah, I played 4 times a week or whatever hockey when I was younger in high school. And like, and you kind of say, tell yourself like, oh, I was better when I was younger. And then you just kind of, your physical aspect, you just tell yourself, oh, I'm getting older, I'm getting fat or whatever. And and again, it shouldn't be a valid reason. It's like, but no, I feel better out there on the ice and just other sports. And then running, like I always didn't mind running when I was younger,
Yeah.
and I got away from it, and then I got into it again. But like, and same with biking and that kind of stuff. But like, you just feel that much better. Like you're not taking that extra um, gulp of breath, essentially,
Yeah.
when
Yeah.
you're doing stuff. But no, like just I would say, well, the biggest thing actually, now that I think of it, I don't even know why I forgot. But the biggest thing is I had back pain before coming to you, um, because I think the biggest thing is I was just keep putting on the pounds, right? So
Mhm.
um, the biggest thing is I tried chiropractor, I tried different things, never liked it. And I'm like, oh, and I knew in the back of my mind that weight was part of the problem.
Yeah.
Just putting on more and more pounds. Uh, so no, basically after the 3 month, or even just like probably the first month, then my back pain just slowly went away. And now like I haven't had back pain since.
That's
So
awesome. And what would
that's
you say to somebody who is like, works in the trades or works a super physical job and think that they can just, do that and that's their form of activity versus going to the gym and actually taking care of your body and actually strengthening your body so that it does, or so that it is able to function at obviously a high level without the back pain, without any of those pains? Like, what would you tell somebody like that?
yeah, like the biggest thing is it's a bunch of BS, honestly, to tell yourself, okay, I'm in the trades, I work a physical job, like, and then you hear customers saying like, oh yeah, like this is your gym, like why would you ever need to go to the gym? And I heard it this week again. So I think the biggest thing is you have that noise of people telling you, and yourself too. It's just like, I work hard, which again you do, and especially when you're that 30 or 40 degree weather in the summer, like you're absolutely beat. But again, are you eating right? Are you staying hydrated? That's the biggest thing too. If again, eating is over half of it. Like you can
100%.
put the work in, but if you're not fueling yourself, so I think learning that aspect of it, of just eating right, knowing what to do, staying hydrated, you just feel better throughout the day, so that you're not, again, when you get home from work, you're not just beat and you don't want to do anything.
Mhm.
Because again, you get those winter blues where you just come home and like you leave when it's dark and you come home when it's dark,
Yeah.
and it's harder to get motivated. That's anybody across the board. But
Yeah.
I think the biggest thing is just, yeah, like to a tradesman, it's just saying, like, yeah, I work hard, I'm on my feet all day, and again, I deserve to just sit at home, or essentially, okay, this is my downtime now. um and then just feast for supper. You're just gonna put on all those pounds. And I
Mhm.
think realizing that too, like, again, when you get to the 238 or whatever, realizing it's like, why me? Like, I work like a dog and I'm
Yeah.
on my feet all day, and you're just realizing, like, why, like, of all people, like, some people have office job or whatever, and yeah, you just you can't figure it out sometimes. But again, and you see multiple people do it too. It's just like eat like crap all day long, and then it catches up at night and they
Blame it on
crash.
the no time and just
Yeah,
go out to eat
yeah,
out.
yeah,
That's the
yeah.
way.
So
Yeah.
like, I think the biggest thing is like every morning I don't like I know what I'm doing, and that was nice. It's like, this is what we're doing. And again, you get in a rhythm where you, again, I have the weight, the food scale or whatever,
Yep.
and you do all that. But after a while, you're like, okay, I know this off by heart. It's just part of the morning, and then evening wise too. But like, I think the biggest thing too in the trades is you think you need more food than you actually do. So, and
Hmm.
again, like, yes, you need food to fuel yourself. Because I think when we talked too, is I was trying that whole fasting thing too, and I know
Yeah.
lots of people that are big on fasting. And I think at the beginning I was just like, oh yeah, I can fast, or like, I don't need breakfast and I can fast right till lunch. Well, what happens usually is, like, then you either go out or whatever, and you say, oh, I'm gonna get a, let's say, a Big Mac meal or whatever, and fries and a Coke or whatever.
Yeah.
And then you just blow it up from that, and you're like, okay, like, I could actually, like, in that moment, you're like, okay, I'm full, but then you could eat more. And then you're like, man, I'm hungry for supper. And then you eat more than you need for supper yet too. Well, then you just had well over your actual calorie intake for the day.
Hmm. Hmm.
And what did that gain? But you're like, but I fasted from whatever time till lunch. It's like, well,
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
So I've learned that, yeah, breakfast is a big part of my day, and it's a great way to start off. And then just having the correct kind of needed food to kind of just fuel yourself and just stay consistent throughout the day.
Yeah. And
So
how would you say that that's transitioned into the overall energy that you have day to day? Because, there'll even be people out there who are like, well, I have no energy to train after work. I have no energy to do all these things. I have no energy to wake up early. And what was the biggest difference for you energy wise when you actually started eating healthy? Like, did you find a massive increase in energy for those workouts earlier in the morning, for those maybe workouts late at night? Like, I know you mentioned that you stopped crashing throughout the
yeah.
day.
Oh,
Uh,
100%.
you kind of
Yeah.
just walk me through that. How did actually eating healthy benefit you as far as energy?
Yeah. So like, I basically, um, yeah, for energy wise, like, I would always more so crash probably around 3 o'clock, at work. And again, talking to any tradesman, like, you can relate, like, yes, you have certain tasks that you're doing, or like, you're going to get tired.
Yeah.
But, the biggest thing is like that crash probably coming home. I had like towards, like December there, or even like fall of last year, when I was like 238. um I would like probably come home, shower. It was very much routine. Like you'd eat and then you'd basically, okay, get the kid to bed. And then you, again, depends on the night. He'd be down by 7:30 and you're like, okay, it's already 7:30, which my mindset has changed on that too. But then you're like, okay, I'm going to sit, maybe do some book work, whatever. Or it's just like, oh, finally I caught up. Let's just from 7:30 on till like 10 or 10:30, you would just sit. And, but I would say I couldn't even reach barely 9:30. Like I think I would be right out by like 8:30, like
Yeah.
just sleeping on the couch. So even my wife said too, like the biggest thing is like you have way more energy too.
Mhm.
Like
Sure, she
most
loves
nights.
that. The kid loves that too.
Yeah, oh, 100%. Like
Yeah.
I'm coming home. Like I would always obviously play with him till he goes to bed.
Mhm.
But the biggest thing is like, well, what she would notice too is I always want to work out even at night yet. And she's like, how do you find why do you have so much energy that you want to still work out at night?
Yeah.
But she knows that like it's important to me now and I feel better doing that.
Mhm.
And the biggest thing is if I just sit down too early, like if if we have a lucky night that he's down by whatever 7 or 7:30, and she's just like, yeah, go for it, go work out if you want that time. She's just like, I'm just gonna read or whatever, and then I'm still in by 8:30 and we still have still a good chunk of the night and you still can
Yep.
be to bed by 10 o'clock or whatever. So I think the biggest thing is just time management and like learn how important it's actually just part of your life and what you want. Like I just like I told Kraber, like I have bigger goals now too. It's just like you get to the point where it's like, okay, I'm fine if I lose 15 pounds, 20 pounds, whatever. And then the pounds keep coming off and you're like, okay, I'm at this point now. And I think the biggest thing too is what I've learned is like again, 20, 25 pound or 23 pounds with you is a big number. But like, yeah, 35 pounds basically in 3.5 months or whatever it is. Yeah, is a lot. Like that is a serious amount of weight. But I think the biggest
Definitely be
thing,
proud of yourself for
yeah,
sure.
yeah. But the biggest thing is I don't think people realize like when you are that weight, you kind of tell yourself, oh, I need to lose is maybe 15, 20 pounds and I'm good. And I think that's what it was telling me over and over again. If I just do that, and then you get to this point where you're like, oh man, like you actually realize how out of shape you are, that you just need to like again, even now like 204 it's just like, yeah, wow, I'm a lot lower, but I'm like I should be like around 185. I think that's where I would be happy.
Mhm.
And
Never satisfied.
what's that?
You're never satisfied.
No.
Even me.
Yeah.
There's always a new peak, which is
Yeah.
great.
Yeah. Oh,
It's a
100%.
great addiction to have.
Yeah. Yeah.
100%.
Yeah. No, I think that's the biggest thing. Or like some people are like, oh no, you lost that pounds. They're like, oh, you just like I've been told too. There's like, oh, you're just gonna put it back on again. And I'm like, no, I'm not. Like if you actually know the type of person I am, like and how much work I've got to this point and just what I've learned and eating wise too, you just see how
Yeah.
people just like
And
eat
knowing where
whatever.
you come from to where you are now, why the heck would you
Yeah.
ever want to go
Yeah.
back?
Yeah. So that's the biggest thing. It's just like again, you have those days where sometimes food is just an easy answer. You're like, okay, I deserve this. But like after you do that, like on it for myself, I get mad at that. It's just like why did we do that? Like if we like there's one night where you just go out. Like, again, it's good to treat yourself, like go out on a date, whatever. But like a lot of places, like a lot of restaurants, I will eat at, and I'm like, why did I do that? Like I just spent a massive bill, and I don't feel good, and I probably overate. And I think, yeah, and it used to be the other way that I really enjoyed those things. Now it's just like I would rather just make a meal at home, know what I put in, and I'll feel way better. And then you can control that you don't overeat because you go to a restaurant, you just get your plate, you're gonna finish it.
Hmm.
So I think, yeah. So no, just like walking away from the whole program. I think the biggest thing is, yeah, like food. Food wise has been a huge thing of just like looking at it at a totally different way.
Hmm.
Because that's half the battle.
Hmm.
You can put the work in. You can yeah, work your butt off, work lots of hours, be in the trades, and still work out 5 times a week, but if you're not eating right, that's huge. So just knowing, putting your head down, and yeah, just eating right and just fueling yourself, because that's the biggest thing is motivation. If you don't have motivation at the gym, well, it's probably you're eating that you're not doing properly. So putting
Yep.
those two together, it's been fun, kind of just seeing those two come together and realize like how important both are.
100%.
So yeah.
And what do you think made the biggest difference having, structure / coaching versus trying this on your own, trying to lose this weight on your own?
Yeah, the biggest thing is like, again, I've tried the whole I'll do it on my own. Again, the biggest thing is just having a plan, putting your head down and doing it. Like, it still comes down to you as a person wanting it. You're never going to change that. Lots of people are like, oh yeah, I'm going to get a personal trainer, I'm going to do these things, or I'm just going to get a gym membership and work at it at my own pace.
Mm-hmm.
But I think the biggest thing is if you're investing that money into your, like, number one, you do care, but you still, again, have to put in the work. But I think the biggest thing is, just knowing what to do, and it's not a guessing game. It's just away you go, and
Yeah.
everybody's results are going to be different. Like, you see that across the board, where some people are going to just maybe have a 1 pound next week, maybe 5, maybe you'll gain it back again. Everybody's dealing with multiple things in their life.
Mm-hmm.
And again, like, certain things aren't they're more so a valid excuse, but it's basically how much you want it. And rather than, I think, just telling yourself like, okay, yeah, I'm going to just go to the gym and I'll do these a couple things and I'll do this. It might work, but like, just having just having more so just a plan and being accountable with a coach. I think that's the biggest thing too, is just you're investing into that. If you have a question, you just reach out. And but again, with your plan, it was straightforward. This is what I do. I saw results. So I think the biggest thing is we didn't have to communicate a whole lot, because it was working for me. And again, that might not work for the next person, but overall it makes sense. If you're eating right and you're actually doing the work, you're gonna see results. It's as simple as that. Like,
It really is. It really is. And
like,
and what would you say to somebody who is in the same position that you were 3.5 months ago? What would you tell them?
oh, anything's possible. Like, if you put the work to it, you want it, you can do it. That's
Oops.
that's as simple as that, honestly.
Yeah. No. And with that being said, on a scale of like 1 to 10, how satisfied are you with your progress and what you were able to do, and kind of like, I guess, why?
No, I'm very, very satisfied. Like, I mean, again, the longer you go with it, you're never satisfied. Like, you're like, great, I'm glad that I lost that weight, but your goals just keep growing and growing, is what I tell people. It's just like, okay, yeah, I've came this far. Did I lose you?
Nope, you're good.
No. Okay.
Let's say
No.
again.
Yeah. No. All good. No. The biggest thing is, no. I'm just, I'm very satisfied where I'm at. But you just keep having goals for yourself, and you just keep wanting more. So I think the biggest, I'm very satisfied where I've came in those 3 months. Like, again, when you have those people kind of just reassuring you, like, wow, like, yeah, you must work out a ton, or and then what are you doing? And I'm like, honestly, yeah, like, yes, I'm working out, but it's eating. Like, that is half the battle, of just knowing what to eat to fuel yourself so that you can work out. Like,
Yep.
and then you feel that push, because those days where you don't eat that great, or you say, hey, I deserve a cheat meal or whatever, it backfires. Like, honestly, it does. Like, you feel bloated, it sticks with you, and depending what you eat, it stays in your body for 72 hours, and you're like, okay, I'm back to ground zero here. Let's get that out of me and let's go again. So yeah, like I just learning the whole aspect of like you kind of learn how your body reacts to certain things too, of like, okay, like that fueled me. And then by after supper, you're like, okay, let's do this. And you go out and you just feel like you can get a good push. It like you know when you put the work in and you got that push that you needed in the gym. I think the biggest thing is everybody can say, oh yeah, I go to the gym or I have a gym membership. But and then let's say you were there for an hour or 2 hours. Like you really, if you buckle down, you only need like 45 minutes to an hour max. Like if you're going hard, you're like, okay, I got that push. So I know lots of people that do the fasting and they're like, oh yeah, like I work out for 2 hours, but again, they don't stay consistent, or maybe they're doing it 3 times a week. And it's just like, and then it's all about reps too. They're like, oh, I'm lifting heavy or whatever, but like you don't have to lift crazy heavy. Like it's all about like to get that pump. And again, till someone does it, you don't realize, or like you don't know how to explain it to them. But the biggest thing is like, yeah, when you know that you got that good pump in, like you just, yeah, you feel so much better. Yeah. Oh, it is. Like when it's that arm day, you're like, okay, yeah, no, I I want to do one of those again. Like you just feel that much better. And same with leg day too. You, as a tradesman, I think you're just like, I'm on my feet all day. I don't need leg day. But when you have that once a week, I think the biggest thing is you just feel so much better. And you don't realize, like your knees and everything. Like that's another thing too, is I think my knees have felt a lot better just from again, losing that weight helps too. Just puts less stress on everything. But yeah, like I don't ever want to go back. Basically, to sum it up, is you don't want to go back. You want to just keep pushing for more goals. And honestly, the sky, like the ceiling is so high, and you just want to keep pushing through. And no, I appreciate everything that you've given me, so I can just put my head down. And no, I strive for more. Like again, I kind of told you out of the blue, like by June I kind of have a goal where I want to be at. And again, like life happens and certain stuff, like you don't want to use those excuses. But as a person from this, it's just like if I keep doing these things, I know I'm going to see results.
You have the framework in order to continue.
And again, if I don't kind of reach whatever that goal is in the summer, then it's just like, okay, you kind of look within. It's just like, what am I doing wrong? And then maybe we reconnect, because again, here's the game plan. This is what you do, and I've got results. So that's the biggest thing. It's just like, well, here we go. Like, there's no guessing game of asking myself, what am I doing wrong? If you are putting in the work and you're not seeing results, but again, if you're putting in the work, you're eating right,
you will see
you'll see results. So,
and what would you say to somebody who is kind of on the fence about either starting with their actual fitness journey, starting to lose weight or whatever it may be, or even on the fence about, actually hiring a trainer to help them and show them way, and obviously give them that structure, that step-by-step plan, just so that they don't necessarily have to do all the guessing and all the spinning in circles? Like, what would you say to somebody who's just sitting on the fence there?
I think the biggest thing is like, yes, it's an investment, but there's a lot of other things that we as people just blindly swipe that card or whatever, to just, and then like, that's better. Why waste my money on that? Is more so people, but it's just like, this is your body. This is your future. So I think the biggest thing is it's worth the investment of just putting your head down and having a game plan of that guessing game. Like, again, what to the person that's just kind of saying like, oh no, this is my body, I'm content like this. You aren't content. Like,
and I think
I was that person at 238 where you're just like the easy thing to say is like, I'm fine with this, or like, this is just how it's going to be. Deep down, you're not fine with this. You're every summer, the biggest thing is every summer you're just like, man, like I wish I was that guy, or I wish I could lose whatever 20, 30, 40 pounds. And it's just kind of a repeat thing of just like I wish. And yeah, again, as soon as I started with you and you saw those results, it's just like, okay, this could be me if I just keep following suit. So I think the biggest thing to that person that's thinking of maybe getting a coach, or like, what do I do? Just dive in, and yes, it's an investment, but you won't regret it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Because if they knew how you feel now compared to where you did a couple months ago, it's kind of a no-brainer,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And
No,
you
exactly.
wouldn't go back there, and you probably wouldn't trade much in the world to go back there, or obviously to swap spots with where you are now.
No,
Um,
exactly.
so yeah, man, all in all, like great progress. Obviously, like you were super committed, you stuck to it, you crushed every single workout. I didn't really see you skip many at all. And yeah, like to anybody out there who is looking for results, like obviously you have seen, it just comes
Mhm.
down to commitment, making that decision of how bad you want it, how bad do you want that change, and then whether it's doing it yourself or hiring somebody to actually show you how, that's kind of up to you. But ultimately, it's just you deciding how bad you want it and you actually putting in the work to achieve it.
Yeah, no,
So,
exactly.
and obviously, you, Kyle, are proof of that.
Yeah,
So,
no, I again appreciate everything that you just laid it out for me, and it worked. And I mean,
mhm.
I've had multiple people have said something, and I'm like, like I did get a personal coach, and I just put my head down and didn't have a guessing game. So
Yep.
yeah, no, it's like my business too. Referrals are everything. So
Yeah,
it's
that's even something I was going to mention. If you have somebody out there who is asking you all these questions and they're like, "Hey, I'd like to get in a similar spot," obviously send them my way. Um, with that being said, with like referrals, I believe I mentioned it, maybe I didn't, but obviously when it comes to referrals, like if you get somebody to come through you to me, obviously I'll give them a little bit of a discount since you're a client that I've already worked with, so I give
yeah.
them a bit of a discount, and then also if you want it, I give you free month with
Hmm.
coaching. So even if you found somebody who wanted to hop on now, then we could continue to work with each other for another full month. That's kind of how I do things.
Yeah.
But yeah, if anybody's super interested, if anybody's down, send them my way.
Yeah.
Would
No,
absolutely
I
love.
know Mike Weber from hockey there. Like he
Yeah,
met, or he knows that I've lost some serious weight or whatever too. And again,
I've
his
talked to
man.
him, but he's left me on red a couple too many times.
Yeah, no, I know he's like every time, and he's just like, yeah. And then his, like, he works like a dog too, and he has a lot on his plate too. And I'm like, don't we all? Like, honestly. And I know he goes to the gym where he has like an hour, I think a good hour of lunch, I think, every day that he gets or whatever. So like he goes, but like maybe not consistently. But I'm like, man, you need that. Like he's just like, yeah, but as soon as I get home, it's not till like 6:30, 7 o'clock, and it's kids, and then I'm done. And
Seen him at the gym at like 6 in the morning before at my gym.
yeah,
I actually seen him there.
yeah,
Uh,
yeah. No, like I think the biggest thing is, like his, again, everybody's got their own, yeah, life or whatever. But like I said, it is possible. And and he kind of asked me certain things. I said, honestly, it takes the guessing game out, because like I think that's where he's kind of been at too.
yeah.
For a couple of years of like, okay, I'll do this, or I'll lift heavy weights, or I'll do this. But I told him again, half the battle is eating, and he's just like, yeah, I am. Like he was kind of doing the fasting thing too, or whatever. And I said, yeah, I tried that too. It wasn't working. Like I would crash, and he's just like, yeah, like by nighttime I would crash, whatever. And I said, honestly, like I said, what Justin does is just lay it out for you, and and obviously you would have to put the work in, and away you go. But I said, I have no regrets. Like, yeah, it's gonna cost you a little bit of money, but like it's what's it to you? Like, how much do you want it? That's
Mhm.
basically what I tell people. It all depends of how you want it. If you're just kind of saying like, yeah, I don't like. I think the biggest thing is when people would come to you and you hear those things. It's like, I don't know, this and that. Like you get the vibe where it's not going to work. But
Yeah.
if someone comes to you, it's just like, no, I'm willing to put the work in, but I just want a plan. That's
Mhm.
when it's a great plan, or like a good partnership that's going to work.
Yep.
Um, because again, it still comes down to you wanting it. Like your coach is not going to spoon feed you. Okay, this is what.
I wish I could get the results for my clients, but I can't.
Yeah, yeah,
Right.
yeah,
I can do what I can. I can do the best that I can. If I got to freaking drag you through the mud, I can try to do that.
yeah.
But ultimately, like, it's completely up to you. It's completely up to how bad you want it, and
Yeah.
I will help you every single step of the way. But ultimately, it comes down to your effort.
Yep. No,
So,
I know I've had a couple people that have just noticed or whatever. I'm like, yeah, I'm not done yet, but like this was a good stepping stone. That's basically now I have the information of what to do, and if I stay consistent, I can only blame myself of not doing that. But I no regrets, and I just want to keep going here, and I'm sure I'll see you around in the hockey or whatever. But no, I
we
appreciate
will have to
everything.
get a lift in together sometime.
Yep. No, you bet.